I don't usually like the lab grown look, but I think this is going to be a fun experiment. Let me know which propagation you think will win. Hello, I'm Jacinta. Welcome back to my channel, Past That Plant. Today we are going to be doing a true propagation rooting timeline test for a bunch of different houseplants. And yes, my bird of paradise still is in the middle of my office, but I promise I'll be doing something with her soon. A few weeks ago I posted a video about propagation timelines and I think I confused a lot of you. The video was meant to be about how long I have had different propagations rooting in water and what they looked like at that stage, but I think it did come across as how long those plants took to root, which is not the case. For example, this Ficus lyrata has been rooting in water for 6 months, but it does not take 6 months for this plant to root. It's just how long I've been rooting it for. So to clear up the confusion and to make a much clearer video, I am going to take cuttings from lots of different plants at the same time and put them in the exact same environment so we can see how long they truly take to root. So let's get into it. I am of course going to take a cutting from my beautiful Begonia Maculata. This entire plant is made from cuttings which I water propagated. I'm going to take some cuttings from the back. As you would know if you've watched my care video, the begonia needs a lot of sunlight and the foliage and stems at the back are not getting as much, so I'm going to trim some of these back. I really just love the red on the backs of these leaves. So my rather large begonia cutting, the roots will grow from the nodes, which is just here where this leaf sheath is. Let's take some more cuttings. Next, I'm going to take a cutting from my Philodendron Pink Princess, but I'm not taking a cutting from the mother plant. I am taking a cutting from the previous propagation that I chopped, propped, rooted, and planted because she's just uninspiring. The foliage is tiny, although quite pink. The foliage is tiny. There's some new growth coming at the base. So I think she really just wants to be cut all the way back. So I'm going to be chopping this one back and hopefully when it grows it will be as lovely as these more recent cuttings I've taken. You can see they have rooted beautifully and also grown a lot of new beautiful foliage. With this plant you just need to chop anywhere where there are these nodes. So let's do that. Cut off this blue leaf too. And let's see how she goes. I am going to take a pop from my Pilea peperomioides. My chaos planter is also looking a little bit too chaotic. So we are going to prune off some of these long vines and propagate the good sections. First, the chaos planter. You can see the Scindapsus is growing out of control. I have some Monstera siltepecana, which is just growing behind. The trellis is under there somewhere. There is also Pothos and Philodendron Brasil. So let's take some cuttings. Did I just cut off the biggest piece ever? Maybe. I did. That's what happens when you have a chaos planter. You can't tell when one vine starts and another ends. Next, the Philodendron Brasil. Try not to take out the whole plant. Lovely. this pothos. You can see I've chopped before. And probably some Scindapsus. It's again a bit leggy here. Tidy her up a bit. Cut off this ugly stem. Alright, she's looking a little bit better. And the last cutting I'm going to take is from my Pilea peperomioides, which is just massive. This was grown from a pup many moons ago. And there's so many new pups on here which could use a prune. I will probably cut off some of the older foliage as well as taking a pup. So let's get into it. Here is one of the previous pups. Well and truly rooted. Very easy to propagate. Got to decide what size, because there's lots of big ones and then lots of little ones in here. I just broke a leaf. Oh, I did. Break this off. Oops. Maybe I'll try and propagate this one too, but it will need to dry first. Back in her pot. Not that nice. Okay, so I have my tiny Pilea pup cutting. A little bit of stem and a leaf I accidentally knocked off. I have rooted a single leaf before, which you can find on my channel. It is much easier though to propagate with a pup, which will grow into this. This one we're throwing out. I have cuttings from 7 different plants now. I'm just going to tidy them up a bit and prep them to go into water. So for example, with this pothos, I don't need all of this excess stem. For the pothos, you just need some nodes. So I'm going to cut it back to here. Got the Philodendron Brasil, which looks pretty good except for this leaf which looks burnt. I'm going to get rid of that. So again, you need a node to go in the water under these little leaf bits. This one is basically ready. Just going to take off the excess little sheets just for the look. The Pink Princess is fine as it is. I'm just letting this one dry out a little. The pup is also fine as it is. The Scindapsus has a lot of excess stem. I'll trim off as well. Again, you just need these little nodes in the water. And this giant Monstera siltepecana, which I did not mean to take this much, I will cut down into lots of shorter sections. Again, you just need these nodes which turn into roots. Cutting off. Doing sections of 2 or 1 leaves. Be 1. So we don't want all this stem. And the top bit. Okay. To truly see how long these 7 different plants take to root, I'm going to put them all in this little hydro setup that I've got. got a heating mat, lights, and lots of little spaces. You are supposed to grow seedlings in this, so you put the water underneath. You can put seedlings in here with soil. They've got little sponges in the pack, but I'm going to use this to root these propagations so I can see how long they actually take, all in the exact same conditions. Full disclaimer, this video is not paid or sponsored. I am doing a video with them on Instagram, which is, so I did get this machine for free, but it's not for this purpose. So there's my disclaimer. But I'm now going to put all my little cuttings in and fill this with water. There's a little top as well, so you can make it like a greenhouse. I'm not sure if I'll use this or not. Depends if my cuttings fit under it. They should. It is winter in Australia. I usually don't recommend chopping and propping in winter because the process is so slow, but because this has grow lights and a heating mat, I don't think that really applies here. So let's add in my cuttings. Quick change of plans. I'm actually going to put the water in first. So I've used one of these before. It holds a lot more water than you think it's going to, and it'll just be easier to see what I'm doing without all these cuttings in. So I have 2 litres here, actually 2.5. Let's see how much it takes. So actually 3 litres is in there. I'm now going to put my cuttings in and then add any more water if I need it. For my Pilea, Begonia Maculata, I'll need to put it at the front so I can hang over a bit. My Philodendron Brasil. Actually, I might cut this one again. Just lent against my cactus. Put these in different little ones. Yeah. Spread them out. My Pink Princess, which has calloused. Got my Pothos, Scindapsus. Put those together. I got this one too. Got this one too. Don't need all the stem. Okay, she's all set up. So I have 7 different houseplants, all in the same environment, which we are water propagating. On this side we have the Monstera siltepecana, my Philodendron Brasil, little golden pothos, Philodendron Pink Princess, Pilea pup, Scindapsus, and Begonia Maculata. Let me know which you think will root the fastest, and whether you want a weekly update or if you want one video after the month or so showing the results along the way. But I think she's cute. I'm already tempted to put more in there, and I know I'll be tempted over the next month. But for the sake of this experiment and to make sure we know which one actually roots faster in the exact same environment, from cuttings taken at the exact same time, I will ignore my impulsive thoughts. Alright. Now to clean up all the excess. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments which you think will root faster, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.